Nigerians, good evening. Wherever you are, we are happy to be alive today, and we are happy to be live in this program. We are live to be live, and we are glad that wherever you are, you've been waiting for this moment for us to start this night. We cannot shy away from the fact that 3 states in Nigeria is holding election today, off-cycle election. You might say, but this is not a presidential election, but these people are governors of states. They determine the course and the fortunes of millions of people. And it is an opportunity for our law enforcement agents, it's an opportunity for Inec to even show a semblance of remorse over what happened in March and February this year. And that is what we're about to discuss this night. And I'm sorry to disappoint us, but it's not as exciting as one would expect. It's more or less every passing day, every passing election in Nigeria gets worse than the previous one. Opposite of what should be happening. It's just a few months ago that INEC embarrassed Nigeria when they could have done the right thing. With all the screaming and with all the shouting and with all the grumbling and complaining of Nigerians, people could have expected that today, INEC will just do something to begin to reclaim back their integrity. Nowhere. The worst we have ever seen in the history of Nigeria's electoral process is what INEC is giving us today. I do not blame them, because as we will go forward, you will come to appreciate the fact that the judiciary has given them the endorsement to go ahead. I was talking with someone who is a politician in Nigeria today, whose party have benefited from the mess from INEC. You know what he said? He said, listen, let me tell you the game, what it is like. He says it's like what judiciary told the political parties is simple. APC, do whatever you can do. Now, see how the whole people, the law enforcement agents and INEC comes in. Do whatever you can do. Just make sure you get the person whom the law authorizes to declare the result, to declare it. That is more like unwritten code from the judiciary. As soon as you get the person whom the law recognizes to declare result, to declare it, that's all. Let it come over to us. We'll finish the rest for you guys. And that is why right from this morning, even before accreditation started, election results are already out in Kogi State and Imo State. Why? Because people can scream, people can say something, but you see those results? They will be approved by INEC. They will be, whether it is uploaded on IRF or not, they will use it to declare results, and the opponents will go to court, and the judiciary will finish it. The person made use of this adage. He said to me, have you remembered what they usually say? That a child whose father asked to go and rob a house, he comes announced, he sends a letter and says, we are coming. He breaks the door with his leg. The impunity in APC and the way they do things tells you that there is somebody somewhere who is saying, go ahead, we are waiting for you, nothing will happen. As we would say in Nigeria, no shaking. Another person, just about 1 hour before we started this program, said to me, have you not heard that when a criminal asks you to go to court, it means that one of them must be the judge. And that is where we are. And so as we go on with this program this night, fellow Nigerians, this is what we want to ask you people. Go on the chat, this thing. Go and write, what is it that is in your mind? Tonight is not about us just talking. Tonight is about all of us interacting. Chat, ask your question, make your contribution, make your suggestion, and we're going to publish it here. and we all discuss it together. Nigeria need your help now. Every input matters. I don't want us to just be here pointing out the problems. What is in your mind? What do you suggest? Where do we go from here? How can we handle this situation? Before we begin to go on, well, what is here already? Let me even read. This is from Chidi Odinkalo. When Chidi Odinkalo writes something, you can believe this is someone who writes out of integrity because he knows that his integrity is at stake. It says here, in Oku Abala, Ihuoma, or local government area, where voting verifiably did not occur today, Inec Nigeria has manufactured the result sheets. If you look, it has no accreditation information because there were no voters. Then they would tell you, go to court and prove the negative. Ifeoma, please, what do you have to say before we continue?
Doc, I'm just short of words, Considering what happened today, honestly, I just lack words to express my own feeling. It's just a reflection of what happened during the 2023 presidential election. We saw the sitting president telling his followers that go grab it, snatch it, run with it, that power is not served a la carte. And that is just what is happening currently. That statement alone, you might think he just casually said it, but I tell you, there are people who became empowered with that statement. There are people who became emboldened, going into all this rascality because of that statement that he made. And to worsen it, the kind of judgment that we got from the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has messed up Nigeria. I mean, our judiciary has totally messed up the whole system, especially the Electoral Act that Nigerians took out their time, the civil society and other bodies came out and, lend their voices, and they came up with this Electoral Act. It was finally approved. Don't forget that Buhari didn't want to approve this Electoral Act when it was first presented to him. He waited until he finished his first term. Then during his second term, he approved it. And even after the approval, the same APC still like connived, with other bodies to abandon this Electoral Act. So you can see the desperation in this system. I mean, among our politicians. This thing that took a whole lot to be approved, even after the approval, is of no effect, is of no importance. Now, we've been told that the IREF does not make sense. We've been told that beavers, nobody is even talking about beavers again and IREF in this election, just because of the ruling that came from the Supreme Court. Considering how much Nigeria invested in this project of introducing technology in our electoral system, you can imagine the amount of billions of naira that was given to INEC. How much is ASU asking for? That sometimes our students will have to spend 1 year, 6 months, or even more than that at home. Look at our schools and so many other things that were abandoned just to ensure that technology is introduced. So you can see the level of deceit in our politicians. They will tell you they will do this in the middle of the road. They will just abandon the whole thing. So the technology we brought in, the money we spent, all those things are gone. In case you don't know, they are gone, and you can see how they are let loose to do whatever they want to do. So a whole lot really happened today in Kogi, and especially Kogi and Imo were all over the places on the social media. These two states, there were places no voting didn't occur. They already had, even before the INEC staff came there, they already had their sheets, their result sheets filled out. So some places where the voters were really bold enough, they were like challenging them. How dare you come here with these sheets already filled, and accreditation has not even happened, and you already have your results. So it was just a mess. We can't even say we had elections today. It was just a fulfillment of obligation, and we must rise up to condemn all this. And honestly, it is time for the masses to start reacting. We can't just keep talking and talking, because Nigeria is finished with the kind of government we have today. Nigeria is gone. I mean, this party called the APC, they've so much emboldened themselves. Let me start with this video of the governor of Imo State. This is a video he made not recently. This one-time video that he was seen saying that, hey, that this one that God gave him, let him hold it tight, meaning that this governorship seat that God has given him, that he's going to hold it tight. So you can imagine what his decisions are, in ensuring he secures this position so that he'll be able to complete a 4-year, an 8-year term, even if the people do not benefit from his government. So we are really in a mess as it stands now.
APC nọ na gọvanọ, APC nọ na president, APC nọ na local government. Kedu ihe ọzọ na-ekwe? Adị nnọọ ka onye ga-eme ntawa ahụ nleta Chineke ya na ihe mmadụ anatala emi ọwa eziokwu. Elekwere ka onye ahụ ga-esi eme. Nwa nke Chukwu nyere m, a na-ejisi ike ha.
Doc, I think you interpret to our audience what he said and try to add your own comment, because we've got a lot of clips to show to our audience. But you heard what he said, that APC is everywhere. They are the one at the presidency level, a state level, and the local government. So who is that lion that will be able to come and take out what he has grabbed? And he's going to do all he can to ensure he upholds this position. Nobody, he said, whosoever is trying to take away this position from, how would the person even do it? Because he feels he has got all the power, he can influence. Look at, even the security agents were helping in this rigging. Oh my God. You need to see what happened today in Imo State. You will not believe this is Nigeria.
It's normal for them. It's normal. They're a team. The law enforcement agencies are their handlers. Do you understand? The judiciary is waiting for them. Anything that is, the judiciary is it's like the person who roasts the meat for them. When they are finished, they say, "Don't worry, we will now prepare this barbecue for you guys to go and enjoy." It's the judiciary that prepares it. The way they. That barbecue, what's the name of that big fish? The one they prepare and they garnish it well. It's the judiciary that does it for them. They go into the jungle. They kill it anyhow. They grab it anyhow, according to the instruction given to them by their boss. They run with it into the hand of the judiciary. And then they will descale it for them, remove the bone, process it for them, garnish it, and serve them for 4 years to enjoy. It's a business. It's a business. Because the money released to them, they use the back channel to fund the guys, the old men who are so wicked as to mortgage the country. It's not me. It's their colleague who have seen it all for 47 years. Said he was there for 47 years. 47 years was since 1976, isn't it? He has seen it all. Up till the height of being a Supreme Court judge. Justice Daticho Ahmad Muhammad, he said it. He said it. He said it. He said it. He said, why is judiciary complaining we don't have money? We have more than enough money. We should ask questions, who is disbursing the money? He was accusing directly the Chief Justice of the Federation. He was saying, who is the person writing the check? Who is the person who is determining which judge will handle which case? Who is the person who appointed Inyango Okoro to head the presidential election judgment? Inyango Okoro, that the DSS busted his house some years ago for criminal activities. Inyango is in the High Court doing his own. Inyango Okoro is in the Supreme Court. Is it not the Chief Justice that assigned it to him? They know themselves. They know how dirty they are. And they have emboldened, like you say, who is talking about IREF now? Who cares about IREF now? Who cares about Beavers? And like you said again, Buhari refused to sign it into law because he knew that electoral act, if it is followed, will curb, it will save Nigeria from rigging. But the judiciary says We can have you people keep this document, but we will castrate this document and make it completely impotent. So the judiciary, the judges, the so-called Supreme Court judges, which is a court of policy and a court of constitutional interpretation, they have made our electoral act the worst so far. They have given INEC a blank check. Anything at all you bring to us, we will endorse it.
Honest, for me, I'm just looking at APC like a cult. You know, in those days when we used to watch films, they will tell you that once they enter, like Andy, this LP spokesman, he will say that Andy Kowalami for
Okay?
as in once you've entered, your heart will be sealed. You just be desperate to achieve that your personal interest. That's just what I see in this party called the APC. These people, they are not considering what this technology costs Nigerians. Now they are just after increasing tax. Let them increase tax so that Nigerians can be bringing more revenue for them to live big. Let me just play this video. I linked to what you can see there on the screen. This is from Kogi State. INEC, the same INEC, this INEC. Tell me how INEC staff will leave their offices with a results sheets already filled and nobody rebuked them. None of the heads, I mean the leaders from their offices, try to tell them that this thing is
no. Before you say none of the leaders, do you think it is those people holding the results that filled it? Where do they have the power and the authority and the temerity to try it? Their bosses did it. You don't understand the Nigerian corruption, the model of Nigerian corruption. It is not something that is a bottom up. It is a top down. Meaning, don't you hear it when you hear order from above? Whenever they want to do something clandestine, they will use the phrase order from above. Meaning, impunity comes from above. Corruption comes from above. Abuse of our rights come from above. Is it not from above? Is it not INEC chairman, the highest staff of INEC, that ruined Nigeria's presidential election by 3 a.m.? It is order from above.
He's still occupying that seat. He's still occupying that position, boldly coming out.
He's occupying it comfortably because, like you said, they are like a cult between them, the judiciary and the executive. All right? Now, the law enforcement agent is like their knights. They are foot soldiers. I saw a video earlier today where they were giving military guys the money. We are bribing them. They were collecting it. Was it not during the presidential election? Police was guarding a local government chairman. All the votes that was cast, they brought it to one place. The police were all there with their gun, guarding him, and the local government chairman was tearing the result. The video carried it. Nigerians saw it. What did the court do? Nothing. The judiciary said we didn't see anything. As long as INEC said it did not happen, it did not happen.
Let me just quickly play this clip and we'll continue. We've got a lot yet.
Yeah, it is. Carry original results when they have not voted. When they have not voted. Original result, they have not voted. They have already arranged the result. Thief. We are tired of some Kogi State. Look at the results. Look at the results.
So, Doc, this is coming from Kogi State. You could see the Inec staff. When he arrived, he already had his result sheets filled out. And these people, I'm so glad that they had to take their stance, in resisting that. Who knows what eventually happened if they allowed him or not, because Nigeria is a funny scene. Yes, we have this video, and actually it happened, but what finally ended it up, nobody knows. Maybe they may end up submitting this. Nigerians, that is where we are. Let me quickly also bring up this clip. This is similar to what happened here.
Papers, and he saw that it was only one ballot paper that was in the ballot district. We asked our XPO, he said that's what they gave him. It's just this one.
God of
Ballot, it's just this one piece of paper that is in the ballot box. Like just this one they gave him, and he recorded it and showed us. Although he said this is a new polling unit. There is a new polling unit. The other persons are in the other polling unit, which I don't know the one they are in. But he said the other persons are in the other polling unit. It's just this one person that is being transferred to this polling unit. That's why he came. And he was
this election, can you pause this? This
called,
election, we are saying there is no manpower for resources, for distribution. INEC and the law enforcement agencies and all the police and all they are just with all these ad hoc staff for one person.
Yes, can
for
imagine.
one person. Whereas where hundreds of people are, they are waiting. Do you believe that? They have written the result of this particular place. It will surprise you. I remember
The
in the
numbers.
presidential election, we covered this particular Imo state. There was one place, one ward, a ward, that election did not hold in the whole ward. But results came up there for APC, running in thousands. So it's like what is happening now is a payback time. Oga President, make you allow us do our own. Oh, give us law enforcement agents, police and army to cover us. So we've delivered you. You should stay off our back so that you can tell the law enforcement agents and INEC to deliver us. So we delivered you. You must deliver us. Right hand will wash left hand, and left hand will wash right hand. That's what is happening. So that's what is happening.
You know, during Buhari's time, they do use security agents to make people to be scared not to come out to elect their choice of leaders. But this time now, you can see they are using another strategy. And for me, this current government is even worse than Buhari's government, honestly.
Of course. Buhari wanted, listen, I believe Buhari wanted to enjoy his time. And by the time he's going, he will just, how do I put it again? He will just program the system working well so that he will be remembered for the man who made the system working well. But they went from his back. Now they're more like, you don't enjoy, finish. You don't want to make me enjoy. The likes of El-Rufai. You see the way El-Rufai was talking, challenging and insulting a sitting president. The likes of El-Rufai, Shetima, Diabado, all of them. They planned a coup against him. Just as the election was coming, you noticed that there was two APCs. The APC that wants credible election headed by Buhari, whom, forgive me for want of word, were gullible enough not to know that he had hawks around him. And the APC that feels that this place you have finished enjoying, we too, is our own turn. Not Phil that said it too, it's their turn. And they were planning and scheming from his behind. The money for the Naira redesign thing was to checkmate what? Rigging and election buying. The same APC broke it, took him to the Supreme Court, crushed the whole thing. That is it. The man has finished enjoying his own. He didn't want them to enjoy.
This clip, honestly.
When according to Rotimi Amechi, it was the sitting president that took Yakubu to Buhari and said, make him the chairman. And this sitting president had worked for this Yakubu, the Inec chairman, had worked for the sitting president before. So what Buhari did not know was that his 2009 victory was delivered by forces that he didn't even know. It was this same guy that delivered him. And now he wanted to lock them out. He wanted to lock their rigging machine out. He wanted to corrupt it. He wanted to introduce a virus into it, and they slammed him. They literally changed the operating system without him knowing. Locked him out. You know, this way they can hijack your Facebook account and lock you out, or your WhatsApp account and lock you out. I think that's what they did to Buhari. They picked up Buhari's account, locked him out, and took over. And since they took over from the 1st of March, because they actually took over from 1st of March, by that Yakubu's declaration, since that time, they are not looking back. They don't care how you feel. They don't care what you do. They don't care how you're hurting. They are going full blast with their desire. They get to the court, they crush through the courts. Crush through the courts. It's a pity.
It's really a pity. It's really a pity, honestly.
It's a pity. Do we have our audience?
I came here this morning and I wanted to vote, but unfortunately, just like the Inec staff said, they only come with one form. Only one person for one person to vote. We have a lot of people here since morning. A lot of them have gone. Some are still coming. Up till now, the time now is about 1 p.m. We are still unable to vote. So we are not happy. Nobody is happy around here.
Thank you, sir.
I am Coleman Nwigwe, a citizen of the land. What is happening today is totally unacceptable. We do hear all these things today is happening within us and before us. The INEC, they came here really and welcomed them, positioned every goddamn thing. But to our own greatest surprise, they brought only one booklet containing only one registered voter. When here is up to 51. What of the rest 50? We started asking them, didn't you see this before I started coming? They said they saw it, they complained. When they complained, what did INEC do? What are they trying to tell us? We want to exercise our franchise. By what is the time now? Let them come so that we will conclude why we are here. Thank you.
Yeah, Doc, you heard him very well. Nigerians, this thing is not funny. It's not really we have to wake up. We have to stand up to resist this political class. They are really out to destroy in short, our democracy is already destroyed because election does not work again in Nigeria. You can imagine INEC sending out a staff with just one form. So this will just tell you what has happened in other polling units. This alone has just described what must have taken place in other places, honestly. And the INEC staff, you saw her, a lady, she was talking and saying that, yes, they gave her just one form. And she complained, they told her to be going, that's just what they have, that it's only one person that will be coming to vote. The other ones have been sent to another polling unit. So you can see the level of,
Did you see what I said? So it is a top-down thing. It's from above. It's from above. And that's why I say, people, please take it easy with those little children in the field. They're just NYSC members. Their parents send them to go and do NYSC. The little thing they will give them, the little alawi they will give them, they don't know what is happening. These things are planned by people who are career staff of.
I think Doc is having a glitch. Please, can you hear me? I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, Doc.
Yeah, I said these things are planned. Let them leave these coppers. The coppers are just ad hoc staff. Their job finishes this night. These things are planned by career staff of INEC, people with INEC ID card, people that receive their salary from INEC. There is no rigging that they are not part of.
So, meaning that all that happened during the 2023 election, we've not learned anything. I mean, INEC has not learned anything. INEC has not even taken a decision to purge its system, at least remove
it. Who is purging who? You're missing it. It did not take them by surprise. It was premeditated. It was intentional. It's a model that they are trying. They are building on it. They're not purging nothing. They don't have no remorse. You're making it sound as if, it took them by surprise. And you can see that there is no plan at all. It's a business. It's a revolving door. They're not planning to change it. Is it not when you think that something has gone bad that you plan a change? Or when you don't have a plan? Do you think they bumped into this mistake? The best thing that has happened to INEC is Supreme Court coming to help them. So the business is now reset. Buhari thought that, okay, I can take advantage of this thing. And when I'm going, I will lock the tap, clean up the system, run away. And they told him, come on, you may be old though, but we know this thing better. They smashed through everything and used the Supreme Court to endorse whatever they are doing. So what the Supreme Court has done now is give them a leverage. And our courts are not even saying, you should be saying, based on the judgments that is coming out, does it look like the judiciary is even preparing? Look at what came out of Enugu yesterday, Enugu Appeal Court case. NYSC Director General came on national television with his uniform as a general in the army, sat down and said, the certificate this man is parading, NYSC did not give it to him. He said he came to my office and I called my director of certification and we both told him that the certificate he's parading did not emanate from NYSC. What did the man do? The man went to a high court, Justice Inyang Eko's court. Inyang Eko gave a judgment against NYSC saying, NYSC, stop saying that this certificate did not come from you. In fact, pay him 5 million for damages. And in the tribunal said, no, NYSC is not a qualification to become a governor. And then he went to the appeal court, and the appeal court upheld the judgment of the tribunal. What signal? In our jurisprudence in Nigeria, once the issuer of a document, in our Evidence Act, once the issuer of a document, in the precedent of the judgment we've had in Nigeria, Once the issuer of a document says, this did not come from me, that's the final. But
Yes, that means it was forged.
A judge in Nigeria looked that provision of the law in the face and said, I cast it aside. You must accept that you issue what you did not issue. What does that tell you? It is empowerment. It is, remember that adage, a boy whose father asked to go and steal. When he is coming, he will call you by phone and say, hello, we are coming. We are just branching into your street now. Make sure the door is open. We would like to eat when we come. And please, if you have Wi-Fi, let us watch your Netflix. We're going to have a good time. That is what the judiciary. I don't understand if people are getting what I'm saying. Inec doesn't have any problem. Politicians does not have any problem. It is the judiciary that has the problem. What we are seeing manifest in Inec, what we are seeing manifest in the politicians is the disease of the judiciary that is manifesting in them. I gave a statistics here.
Oh my God, no.
Justice Datijo Muhammad said he has been in the judiciary, federal judiciary, since 47 years. That is when Murtala Mohammed versus Yakubu Gowon was in power. That is when Nigeria was just wriggling out of the civil war. 47 years was 1976. How many head of states? Number 1, Murtala Mohammed. Number 2, Olusegun Obasanjo. Number 3, Shehu Shagari. Number 4, Muhammad Buhari. Number 5, Ibrahim Babangida. Number 6, Enes Shonekon. Number 7, Abacha. Number 8, Abdul Salami. Number 9, Olusegun Obasanjo, phase 2. How do I call it? Part 2. Number 11, Yaradua. Number 12, Goodluck Jonathan. Number 13, Buhari, phase 2. And number 14, who else again? Current Bola Tinubu. Now, 14 heads of states have changed. Some of them were civilian. Some of them were complete military. Some of them came back again as military that became a hybrid and became politicians. They have seen it all. And in all this time, when military comes, the legislation will be abolished. There won't be any legislative arm. The judiciary remains. You can see the metamorphosis in the presidency, in the executive. But there is one body that is constant, the judiciary. The question I want to ask, for that 47 years of the experience of Muhammad Datijo, what has changed? We have done a program in this particular channel proving that since that's at least the much I can play my minds back, since 1979 till date, the problem of our elections have always been the jaundiced judgment of the judiciary. In 1979, and even in 1983, that brought about the military intervention. 10 years forward, 1993, the judiciary again messed up the mandate of MKO Abiola. One high court judge just arbitrarily just scrapped the whole effort. And what happened again? We now went into the abyss of Abacha for another 6 years before Abdul Salami came. And we think we're coming out of this hole again. Look at the judiciary again. Until the disease of this corrupt judiciary is cured, Nigeria is going nowhere. Mike Igini, the former commissioner, a former resident electoral commissioner in Inec, a man who has worked at the high level of Inec, he knew the problem of our election. He knew that the problem is not they themselves, that is Inec. He knew that the problem is not even the politician that is benefiting from it. He knew that the problem was the judiciary. That's why he said that his fear for our democracy is because of our judiciary. That when such corruption was happening in the United Kingdom, the judiciary woke up and the system stabilized. If the judiciary wakes up today in Nigeria, the system will be stabilized. Simple. Simple. That's it.
We just hope that they wake up. We pray that they wake up. But honestly, the citizen, I think we've also got some roles to play. We heard that Ahmed who was saying that the citizens have to wake up. And Mr. Pat Utomi equally made the same remark that Nigerians, especially the Nigerian youths, I know that the obedience, they've really made a lot of progress in terms of, calling the government to order. But I think we've still got a lot. If this thing continues like this, we can never elect a leader of our choice, especially at the presidential level. We can never get a leader of our choice. People were even saying that this sitting president, will he be able to run for a second term? Considering this forgery allegation, how is he going to maneuver it come next election? Don't be surprised. Anything can happen and the judiciary will just approve it. So we've got to learn our voices and also stand up to the occasion to call these people to order because they don't have our interests at hand. Doc, I think I have to, let me just play one more video. We've got a lot here to show to our audience.
The policeman. Look at him. He came to snatch Mama Koya. Look at him. A policeman. A policeman. He came to snatch Mama.
Doc, do you know the funniest thing in Imo State today? These unknown gunmen or ungun men or so, they came to one of the polling units and just lay hold on the money that was being used to buy voters. APC has just today was just a different day altogether. Buying of votes, nobody's even talking about that. We're just concentrating on, them bringing result sheets that were already filled. Buying of votes was something else. And then using of security agents, they really played serious role in today's election, just to uphold, to help Mr. Hope Uzodinma. This is somebody that came into power, and it got to a point when you go to the mortuary in Imo State, the corpse there were just overflowing, as in they had excess of it. One bishop came out and was just lamenting. When you go to the mortuary, you see the bodies of young Imolites that were killed, and this government didn't even come out to explain to the people of that state what happened up to today. And he's now seeking for re-election. He knows that the people of Imo have rejected him. He knows that he is rejected, and that's why he's putting every instrument he can use, he's putting them in place to ensure he rigs this election. And that was just what happened. So you could see this police person wearing his uniform and snatching boxes. See him being slapped. This is somebody that was supposed to play the role that these citizens are playing, ensuring he protects the voters and he also protects their votes. But see him being messed up. There was also this video where a military man was also helping.
Me heads some amount of money. You can see from the view, COC Akolise. If you watch closely, you'll see COC Akolise. Look very closely. This is COC Akolise. Olo Osun leader handing over a money to the army man. He has handed it over already to him. This is COC Akolise putting on 3R. He has handed over the money to the army man walking down there. You can see the man on a gun. He has taken the amount of money. This is him. you can see clearly, this is what I'm saying. The armies have been compromised. This is COC Akuli wearing 3R. This is him here. Who has been giving the army man some amount of money. Look at the army man walking down. You can see them walking out with the money they've collected. You see them, he has given them several times, so they come again. You see our force, what is going on in this country. The Nigerian police, the force, everybody is being compromised. So this is the massive thumb printing in also LGA today, being the 11th November 2023, Saturday. We want to make sure they agree with us that election will be held in the various polling units, but here they drove in, thumb printing massively. You can see there is no form of election. The police and the army force has been compromised. You see, even on top of the vehicles, they are thumb printing massively. You can see even on top of the vehicle. This is injustice to our dear country. So we call on behalf of the Inec authority. In also LGA, they should call for a total cancellation of this very election in also LGA. There was no sign of election in Osu local government.
That's what I say. Send the good to your friends. Send that to one. Send that one. Get your video to him. Find Diana. No one.
It's okay.
Doc.
Let's
Yes, I think this man tried to capture this, and it was really important. But what is even worrisome is that this thing was being carried out, within the premises of a Catholic church. You can imagine the kind of society we are living in. Before now, church environments are considered sacred, but that is where they drove in and they were busy thumb printing.
Let me ask. They did not go in. Thank God they did not go into the altar or into the church building. They were outside doing it. What would you do? Was it not? What would the priest do? This is a place that have already been assigned for election work. Now, the kind of clandestine work they started doing there, who is vetting them with? Is it not military people that is there? Was it not the military that had been sorted? If you come there, they will now shoot into the air and say, are you coming to tell us how to do our work? Who are you? And before you know it, your arms are broken, your neck are broken. If you doubt it, ask NLC president. That is a man who is occupying the office of NLC president should, when he appears in a scene, people will withdraw. This is the president of the people. They wrecked him. They bullied him. They gave him what he has never even imagined. These people don't care. They don't care. They don't. I mean, they are thumb printing in the church premises, and you're talking. What of those who run into the church and open fire, killing opponents inside the church during a service? Has it not happened in Nigeria? Has it not happened? Killing people while the service is going on, while the church is going on, church service is going on. I mean, you might say, oh, that is Christianity. What is happening in the north? People come inside the church, kidnap people, drop bomb, and these people.
So for our viewers who are watching us, we want you to drop your suggestion. How do we get things right? How do we start fixing our society? So from the look of things now, we cannot just solely depend on our election because the process has been hijacked. You can see it for yourself. The process has been hijacked. So how do we start remedying our situation? This other day, people were like calling out the Labour Party House of Rep members, those in the National Assembly, that they are not being, active. They are not working hard. We've not heard them, come after those that are like approving all this money for cars and all that. They are not like standing out as opposition force. So sometimes we don't even want to hope on some of these people that we elect because tomorrow you might end up seeing them jumping over to all these other ruling parties because they will feel, if I stay in the Labour Party, what becomes my fate tomorrow if the Peter Obi is no longer there? Yes, that could be their fate. But what do you think? How do you think we can start saving Nigeria? I think Nigeria, population-wise, we've got the strength. The youth population in Nigeria is massive. So you can imagine if we all can come together, because sometimes it still shocks me seeing some of our youth supporting the APC or aligning themselves with this kind of party. It means they are not even thinking of Nigeria progressing. Because for you to join the APC, tell me one outstanding leader in the APC. Buhari told us why he did not remove fuel subsidy was because he was scared the APC would lose the presidential election. And then this government just came on the day of the inauguration and told us that the subsidy has been removed. Another of his spokesperson came on Arise TV to tell us that subsidy has not been removed. They've been all this back and forth. They just want anything they can give you to protect their interests at the moment, whether it's true or false. They don't care, and that is where we are today. Let me still share this, but I would like you to drop
Allow us to see. Are we not supposed to see? When you people are going, we cannot use it. Madam, are we not supposed to see? We cannot use it. If we are not using it, we are not using it. There's no election. We will not vote. The right thing is done. We are not going to vote. Yes, sir. Bring it out. Madam, bring it out. My agent, bring it out, madam. Bring it out. Are you part of the rigging? If you're not part of it, bring it out. Let us see it. See what is happening. See, they are beautiful. See what is happening. They've already rigged the election already. They are bringing it for us. See it. Look at them. Isn't that what I do now? Good. They have already rigged the election. Look at it. The election has already been rigged. The election has already been concluded. Why are you waiting now? Why did we come here? Who is deceiving who?
So, Doc, this is another case of them, coming in with already filled result sheets. And I'm glad that the voters were very smart. They were very observant to have noticed that they already had these things filled out. Honestly, Nigerians, we've really got to stand up. Because this system that we have today, this government we have today, you can see that even the current president will not be able to have that boldness to rebuke. And who is he going to rebuke? When you know that the means through which you came in is, having question marks all around it. How will you summon the courage to even call out the Inec chairman and rebuke him in areas he goes wrong? How will you be able to rebuke Hope Uzodinma and other members of the APC? You can imagine. So with all these things that is happening, you can see that the system has been hijacked. Election is not what is even going to save Nigeria as it stands now, because no matter what you try to come out to, Peter Obi has got a lot of followers. But do you think if we should really go out to depend on credible election, that we'll ever have that chance of, having the president of our choice? It's not going to happen. Looking at what is happening today, you can see that this system has been hijacked. These people are just there for their own personal interest, and they are ready to do anything. Somebody in Kogi State today was killed, a supporter of the sitting government. So there were people who were saying that he was asked to carry a ballot box and he was shot down. You can imagine, this is a young man, possibly he's newly married, or he might still have, little kid. He must have gotten little children to take care of. But today he was gunned down because he tried snatching a ballot box. So this is where we are. We have people who are desperate to get into power. Peter Obi made a statement, and I think it's good we get to hear it. He said he has never in his life known that something is wrong, bad, and he went to do it. That it's not as if he's saying he's a saint, but he has never done anything intentionally that he knew was wrong for him to do. Do we have any of our politicians who can boldly come out to tell the world that he has never committed anything that he feels it was wrong for him to do, and he knew that this thing was wrong and he went ahead to do it? That is the kind of people we are looking out for in positions of power. But these people, they don't want to give way. In Kogi State, the sitting government, he's just out to ensure that his choice of candidate, emerges as the governor, and he's gone to do all kinds of things. Let me allow you listen to Senator Dino Melaye, and then I think, Doc, you then come in at that point.
Have been written. There's a massive protest in all polling units in Ogorimagongo local government of Kogi State right now. The resource sheets have been, filled and tampered with already, and people are refusing to accredit, people are refusing to vote, and they are insisting that plain result sheet must be shown to agents in accordance to electoral law. If they refuse to show you result sheets in all polling units across the state, don't accredit, don't vote, protest and resist it. This is democracy. We must protect our votes. We must protect the process. We must make sure that all the regulations are being observed and respected. I call on all my agents all across the state that once plain result sheets are not shown to you before the commencement of accreditation, don't accredit, don't vote, resist it and protest, record it, video it, show the faces of these compromised INEC staff and security agents, and post it on all platforms on social media. We shall overcome. This election is a must.
Honestly, even if you video it, all the ones we videoed, I had so many videos of election malpractices during the 2023 presidential election. How did it help us? The Supreme Court said you cannot even try to prove that we had the election malpractices. In Nigeria, it's difficult to prove that case. So the whole system.
It's difficult in Nigerian electoral process. You see this my airport case that is white. As long as it enters the domain of electoral litigations, the judge will look at it and say, you say it's white? I don't believe it's white. You didn't prove it. That's all. You didn't prove it.
You didn't bring enough evidence.
Yes, you didn't bring it.
INEC will first tell you that if you think it's white, go to court. And then when you get there, they will tell you you didn't bring enough evidence to prove.
Reach the threshold. It's not enough.
And the Supreme Court will help to uphold whatever that the tribunal ruled.
Thank you so much for tonight. It's been a funny week. It's been a really funny week. INEC is still doing what they're doing. And by tomorrow, we'll see how they will. But let me ask you a question. This guy is a politician. I told you, Senator Dino Melaye is not my man. But this demand he's placing here, is it not the right thing? Is it not the correct thing? He's a politician and he's trying to say, I want to play fair and square.
Yes.
Let the result sheet be shown. Let the vote be cast. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. What else do you expect? In a country where this kind of demand is disrespected, that country is in trouble. Simple. The man is saying, don't rig for me, but I don't want you to rig. Let's just play fair and square. Let our people come, vote. Let the vote be recorded, counted, and announced. That is it. That's all. That's all.
People have really been saying, why should INEC, the INEC chairman, still be the one to oversee all these things? That he's supposed not to
Because
still
he
be
has
on
not
that
seen
seat.
anything
And I
wrong.
think
He has not seen
in
anything
what he did, I think, yeah.
wrong. He has not done anything wrong. It is a gang. That is his own part of the job. He has just done his own bit. It is you who is out here that is seeing him and saying, oh, according to their clique, he's just a good guy. He just did his own part. That is it. He just did his own part. We've clocked 1 hour. Let's call it a quick one.
Please, let's just quickly take some of the reactions.
How do we do it? How? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, go back to that other question again. Listen, let me say something. I remember even when Jesus was on earth, he came and people were not outside the church. They were right inside the church building doing runs. Nothing has changed. So I don't even know if Nigerians are bold enough.
You know, those that protested yesterday in the UK, they were like saying that that since after the NSAS incidents that happened, Nigerians are scared, you know, to take to the street. And I think that makes a lot of sense because you can imagine the army just came out from nowhere. Until today, that case has been laid to rest. And we still have some of the NSAS protesters held in jail, you know. That is the kind of system we have in Nigeria. These are people that just came out to protest, enough of police brutality. And some of them are still kept behind the bars till today. And the soldiers that came out, who were captured, shooting people, none of them had been prosecuted. We don't even think if anything like that is going to happen.
Promoted.
Nigeria is just...
They have been promoted. They have been promoted. They have been promoted.
Oh my God. In a very sane society, even this current president wouldn't have become president because then people were pointing to him that he's the one that ordered Sanwo-Olu and then Sanwo-Olu ordered the military. At a point, Sanwo-Olu and the military were like having, you know, a sort of loggerhead because the military said he asked them to come and help, and then he was now saying that he never invited them, honestly. So sometimes people don't even know what their fate will be like if they take to the streets because Nigeria, a very scary environment.
I don't think that the man slapped is a genuine policeman. It appears that some people were disciplined dressers. It's possible it was flying in the news that a lot of police uniforms were sewn and distributed. That we know.
Yes, honestly. If we can ever have a free and fair election, APC can never win. Forget the crowd that they used to bring on their campaign crowd. Some of them are bought over. You see them trying to share money. Even protest, this party will pay people to come and protest. Campaign, they will have to pay people to come and campaign. Just wasting the nation's resources because at the end of the day, all this money, Peter Obi will tell you the money they are giving you is your money. It's not coming from their purse. We know they don't even have any other job outside politics.
All right, Nigerians, good night. I call it off here. All right. Thank you all. And let's
Yeah,
see.
Doc, thank you very much
Yes,
for your
good.
presence.
Excellent. Thanks.
So, our viewers, thank you very much for staying with us in today's live show. We hope to see you again tomorrow. Please do well to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for future updates. If you don't mind, you can also buy us a super chat or a super sticker down beneath the chat section. You'll see the icon down there. I want to say a very big thank you for your presence. It means a whole lot to us. See you again tomorrow, and God bless you. Bye.